Man, I miss when I boot up a game and it just has an anime opening right at the start. I miss it. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. My name is David9 and we are playing Process of Elimination. Wow, I really fumbled that word, didn't I? It's an NIS game. I got a code for it. And I can't wait to check it out, because the last game they sent me was amazing. And we platinum. Play voices to the end. Like if I skip, no. Okay. How is everyone? Hello, hello. (2021 to 23). I don't play horror anime openings because the ones I can think of are all get muted. Basically. I do try to avoid getting muted. It's a rainy day in June with clouds covering the entire nation. The live broadcast of a new gaming release is suddenly disrupted. I don't know those. A recent grad? Why would I despise a recent grad? I don't despise anyone, but... Have you played this? Are you aware of this game, Melty? I think my camera probably better on the other side than this one, right? Vaguely? Or... Melty only plays the hottest releases. Did you end up playing Digimon Survive? Okay. I was paralyzed by the choice of what high school Japanese student I might raise up. You know which Digimon I might digivolve into? Okay. But, isn't the Digivolution just per battle? It's supposed to be. Digivolutions aren't permanent. Of course. The quartering Duke snaps his fingers. Video cuts off at 4 minutes 52 seconds. At a hacked broadcast, the Uzu ran the website were powerless to stop it. The video, just shy of 5 minutes, is shared across the net, mostly among the youth. But things don't end with that. Not just the broadcasted victims, but others killed in the same manner are soon discovered. The common thread, at least 2 victims are always found at once, with their lock screens set to the symbol of the quartering Duke. The police pour all of their resources into investigating the case but turn up nothing. Pair by pair, more and more bodies surface, until half a year later, over 100 have been killed since that first broadcast. The sheer number of victims and brutality of the murders flings society into chaos. I grip my phone tight as I read articles about the murders, speaking aloud despite myself. I've seen the effects of this Duke all around me. People are terrified to go outside, and stores have even shortened their hours. What's worse, he's gained some traction among young copycats taken by his charisma. With the police overwhelmed, small private agencies like mine are in huge demand. Apparently even the FBI is getting involved. I don't know. How far have I gotten in Memory of Chaos? This bi-weekly? 2, I think? 2 or 3? Not sure. I've only gotten 4 with 9 stars. This bi-weekly? Yeah, I'm below that, I'm sure. Past events had already stoked the need for this line of work, but the Duke has only made things worse. The media jeers at the detective praise. All 5 set at 82. Yeah, since I'm stuck leveling stuff, and my light cones are a little low. I haven't invested a lot in actually making it through. I just go and do until it's easy. Hey, Sire, how are you? As I lay in wait for my mark, I recall my mentor's words and sigh to myself. I work for the Gunjoji Detective Agency. It's probably one of the punier agencies around, though nowadays we're buzzing with activity. And the Echo? How goes it? I'm a student working part-time, but they plan to recruit me once I've graduated. The situation must be getting pretty serious nationwide. Says Shuichi. An ideal society has no use for detectives, huh? The thought alone makes me a bit miserable. Is this the reality faced by all aspiring detectives? Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah, I gotta be detective agency owned as this detective agency? Maybe. Okay, that's enough of that. My worries run wild when I'm on my own. It's a bad habit, but I've gotta focus on work. There he is. My mark is on the move. After a moment's pause, the man clad in a trench coat starts off down the road again. I make sure I'm out of earshot before calling in my report, just as my mentor had instructed. Pokemon Go. It's having its Halloween event going on at night. It plays the Lavender Town theme. Cute. Quieting my steps, I follow the man cautiously. He's our top suspect in the serial pet killer case. And according to Mr. Gonjonji, he may be armed. Whatever I do, I absolutely cannot allow my presence to be detected. Don't play with sound, but I made an exception. Yeah, if it's from the original games, that's pretty cool. Suddenly the man is right in front of me, and I reflexively take a step back. Did he notice me following him, despite the cover of darkness and my voice being out of earshot? Speaking of games and playing games, Cyan, well, how's the Honkai situation? So I try to move past him and the man blocks my path. It's fine. So you're still playing it? It's like heroin, it's bad for you, but I still do it anyways. I mean, is it? But I am having fun. Yeah, the game is fun, it's super fun. You're back doing story, or are you still locked? The fact I don't have work means I'm going through it. I'm not blocked? Okay. Maybe you'll be blocked after you finish Bellabog. I'm not sure. Blocked until 29. I was, but I was like almost 29 when it happened. Oh, so you're over Bellabog? You're done? What? Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of companion quests. Using the B team right now, just for fun. I really dislike using Sampo and Shinsha. I don't know how to say her name. So the very act of pausing here was a trap. How could I make such a rookie mistake? Didn't even register with me. I have no one to blame myself. Don hits like a truck, Sampo doesn't. Don Hing is such a hidden 5-star character. I was telling my sister that for ages. It's the hunt. I think I remember you saying you need people that hit multiple enemies, but the hunt. Yeah, I really liked using, early on, I used a lot of, main character, Danheng, Erta, and then I rotated, but usually Bailu. It was either Bailu or Hook. Blood rushes to my face. I've poured everything into becoming a detective. Yeah. You don't have Hook, do you? These words sting worse than a slap to the face. There's no way I can just let it slide. That makes sense then. Hook is fun though. I like using her. Is Hook really good? She's quite good, yeah. She hits hard, and when she's powered up after the burst, she hits multiple targets as well. And I hoped the edge of my voice would intimidate him. The man only lets out an exasperated sigh. Oh boy. Where are you in the story? You beat Pokemon yet? I haven't even started. I was kind of worried that I checked and it was like 20 days. And I was like, okay. I have work. You beat the story in Belbog? Oh, okay. Tell me how amazingly cool that final fight is. And the music and everything, it goes so fucking hard. It's incredible. I love that so much. So yeah, I guess so if you use Fire main character, I could use Sushang as well. She's really good. Oh, okay, okay. As much as I hate it, he's read me like a completely open book. It's pretty good if you get a first title on. I think I have them all by now. The moment the detective reveals himself always seems so cool on television. But he's right, sharing your identity in this line of work is far too dangerous. Something to keep in mind next time.
それで、その探偵助手君がたった一人で、この私を連行できるつもりか？凶器を手にしているだろう大人の男を相手に。
The man slides his hand into his pocket and readies his stance. He's clearly holding a weapon. This isn't the first time I've gone up against someone armed with a knife, but I still feel my hair standing on end. My heart slams frantically against my ribcage as I freeze up, willing my trembling legs to remain steady.
僕だって自分が未熟なことは分かってるさ。だからもう助けは呼んである。あとは先生が来るまで時間を稼ぐだけだ。
You say PC, I think everyone says MC, but what did you call her?
稼げると思うのか？お前のような探偵気取りの小僧に。
I mean, it's not really a girl's name, but it's not a bad girl's name, I guess.
稼ぐさ。稼がなきゃダメなんだよ。あんたが傷つけたペットのうちの一人は僕のクラスメートの家族だった。
Yeah, I got it. Tingyun is pretty good, by the way. Cyan. Yeah.
彼女はあんたがうろつき回る影響で今も怯え続けてる。僕には探偵としてあんたを止める義務があるんだ。
Or cayenne pepper.
彼女の日常を守るために引くわけにはいかない。
I tear off my jacket and wrap it around my left wrist to form a makeshift glove, a guard against his knife. In my dominant hand, I grip a pair of handcuffs like brass knuckles. Armed as best I can, I face off with the man. That's spelled Cayenne? Cayenne? I know it's different. The man just watches me, showing no signs of movement. Okay, yeah, I know. I was just making a joke. Good. He's probably never seen anyone use handcuffs for self-defense before. It's only natural he'd be wary.
ジョージ先生から学んだこの護身術の長所は初見ではまず見切れないことだ。僕の目的は少しでも長く時間を稼ぐこと。この硬直状態のまま時間を稼ぐ。それがベスト。
戦流逮捕術か。珍しい格闘術を身につけているな、坊主。
I'm struck speechless. What are the odds he'd know this tactic? I fumble for an answer, but my mind goes blank.
敵前で固まるな。減点5。いくら珍しい格闘術といえど、この世界に長らく身を置く者には通じないと思った方がいい。だがまあ、並の犯罪者相手なら通用したことは事実。自分の無力さを理解した上で最善の対策を講じたことは認めよう。その探偵としての光る資質、10点をやるぞ少年。リーダーがお前さんを押すのもうなずけるな。
Man suddenly backs down and speaks with a smile. Wait, what? Is this another trap? Glancing my way, he continues.
勘違いさせてすまないな。私は動物虐待の犯人ではない。本当の犯人は被害者の隣の家の息子で、すでに私の手で警察へ突き出したよ。浪人のストレスから逃れるように八つ咲き港に浸水して犯行に及んだらしい。人間を八つ咲きにする勇気がないからと動物に手をかけるとは呆れたものだ。
あなたは一体。
On hearing my question, the man pulls what looks to be a tablet out of his pocket. The screen shows a familiar symbol and the words Detective Alliance.
探偵同盟。
I can't help but yell out the name. The Detective Alliance, the very organization I revere more than anything else.
そう。私は国内で唯一の 国家公認の探偵組織探偵同盟の一員だ。お前さんも探偵を志す身なら聞き覚えがあるだろう。
もちろん実績のある100人の探偵で構成され、捜査依頼を受けた事件の内容に応じて最も適切な探偵を派遣する謎の組織。その事件解決率は 100%。 メンバーは自らの特徴に準じた探偵ネームを名乗って素性を隠していて
謎の組織のことにやたらと詳しいじゃないか、探偵オタク。
Tantei otaku. Okay. As I calm down, my face begins to burn bright red. I let my excitement carry me away on a totally nerdy rant. Still, the Detective Alliance has been the dream I've aspired to ever since I learned about it from Mr. Gunjoji.
あなたが持っているそれって探偵デバイス、探偵同盟の証ですよね。あなたも探偵なんですか？
よく知っているな。その通りだよ。私は老子探偵。探偵同盟のフル株で、今はスカウトや補助を主に担当している。まあ推理力はまだまだ若い探偵には負けんがな。今回の動物殺傷事件などは少々骨がなさすぎたくらいだよ。
Spiteful as he sounds, I can tell by his expression that he's speaking purely from well-earned experience. He has an air about him that's unlike anyone I've ever met, the kind that could only come from a member of the Detective Alliance. As secretive as it is, the Detective Alliance has grown more famous by the day, thanks to the recent detective craze. Even now, the news is full of stories about the cases cracked by Detective Alliance members. Then there's all the terrorist plots in the wake of the Quartering Duke incidents that they've thwarted with almost zero leads. The whole reason I joined the detective agency was to carve a path to earning a spot alongside those detectives one day. Yeah, I was trying to find out if there was a way to remove the dialogue box. Looked up to by detectives far and wide, the Detective Alliance is the absolute paragon for those pursuing justice.
無礼な発言ばかりして本当にすみません、老子探偵さん。僕、勝手な勘違いばかりして犯人呼ばわりまでしてしまって。
よしてくれ。誤解を招いたのはこちらだ。それからさん付けも結構だぞ。我らの業界では探偵は継承に等しいのでな。
Senior detective amicably shrugs off my apology. His unshakable calm only makes me warier of where this is going. Then, as if noticing how on edge I look, he continues to speak.
担当直入に目的を言うと、私はお前をスカウトへ来たんだ。お前には我々の本拠地で開催予定の八つ崎港事件への対策会議に出席してもらいたい。
はい。
I respond lamely, unable to fully grasp what he's saying.
もう一度言うぞ。探偵同盟の一員として八つ崎港事件の捜査に協力してほしいと言っているんだ。
Dream achieved. Game over, guys. It's done. Thanks for watching. The sound I make is so shrill and alien, I scare even myself. I pinch my cheek to make sure this isn't just some dream. Ow, no, not a dream. Maybe this is Mr. Gunjoji's idea of a prank? No sign of him anywhere, so probably not? Which means...
全て真実だ。悪化する一方の八つ崎港事件を止めるよう国から直々にお達しを受けたんだよ。同盟でもえりすぐりの探偵たちが一堂に会し、 本部で八つ崎港の正体を推理することとなる。今世紀最悪の殺人鬼といえど一巻の終わりだろう。
My mind goes blank again. But if this is real, then my dream is coming true far sooner than I ever imagined. There was so much I could learn, so many accomplished detectives I could meet. Hey, Pedro. Ideal detectives like the ones I aspire to be, the kind who could have prevented the tragedy that unfolded before my eyes 10 years ago.
聞きたいことは山積みだろうが、まずはお前さん自身の意思を聞きたい。お前さんは探偵として八つ崎港対策会議に出席するか？
It goes well. How are you?
イエスかノーで答えてくれ。
How's Raging Loop? How can I hesitate? I state my intentions loud and clear. The moment I try to answer, Senior Detective's arm hooks around my neck and begins to squeeze like a vice. It's so tight I can't breathe. I flail and kick frantically, but all I hit is the air and the ground below my feet. I feel a prick as a slender needle pierces the skin of my neck. It was a lie? Been good, I've been playing David stuff, so you've been avoiding stream? Huh? I've been avoiding stream? Punctuation. Sure. I get it. No, I actually streamed ended up streaming last night to finish the game. The game I was playing, which I really liked. So I platinumed Grim Grimoire, and then I played Bridge Curse, which I expected nothing about. And I kinda love that. Arrogance! Thank you for the resub for 70 months. How goes it? Didn't check last night, fell asleep early afternoon. Fair. Yeah, I was on super late. I mean, I had no power. I was sleepy. I went to bed. Then I woke up. I had power. Why not? Why not stream? I wanted to finish the game so I could play this one today. What's Bridge Curse horror game? I feel like I saw it on store recently, maybe? Power stable again. For now, but it's windy outside, so 36 hours of warning aren't up. It's a horror game from Taiwan, and like you can tell that it's low budget, but it's fun horror, and it's well made. The story goes to interesting places. I like that a lot. And I just happened to platinum it because I picked up. I accidentally picked up all the miscellaneous trophies along the way for collectibles and a few deaths. Otherwise, it was just beating the game. Yep, I was very pleased. It looks good. It looks low budget, but it looks like it's made of good stuff. You know, it's that kind. They do need a proofreader. That's what I was saying. Like, guys, I can proofread your game for $50. Just give me $50. I'll proofread your game, and we all win. $50 an hour? No, $50 a game. $50 an hour is a lot of money, man. That would be a very tall ask, I think. Which is why you should ask it. You're selling yourself short $50 a game. I think $50 an hour is extremely high. Like, what's this mystery game? Yeah, so this is Big Murderer, and we're joining a group of detectives. But I think this to try to find this murderer. But I think it's going to be flipped around, and he's gonna turn the tables on the detectives. We're still trying to. We're still heading there. It feels like liquid ice begins to pump through my veins. My skin turns pale, my limbs go numb, and my strength fades. My vision blurs, and as my legs start to give out, I sag against the man restraining me. And then, as if the stars have been swept from the night sky, everything goes black.
尋ねておいて悪いが、拒否権はない。
I'm playing Hawkeye and I'm having fun. I'll warn you, Science, seeing you download it hit me hard. The game is so fun, though. It's a great combat system. Turn-based games just do it for me, I think. Natasha Simulator. He has Bailu. Finished Final Fantasy IV. I'm playing Raging Loop, as you and Milty seem to have noticed. So, I guess I don't need to ask, because Final Fantasy IV is amazing. I bet you loved it, except for that one enemy that only shows up in that one room in the moon, right? Yes, I remember it. Yes, I will never forget it. Fuck those 3 hours of waiting for an encounter to pop. But how is Raging Loop? Natasha's true mommy, David? Not redhead chick who lives on the express. I think they're both mommy, but Kafka is biggest mommy. Redhead fire chick is really good. Yes, she is. I wish I had 2 healers. Don't you have links now? It's not true. I found a place where you get it 100% using a siren. Fuck you, Throw. Fuck you. What is the place? That feels like that one girl who works at the fast food place that doesn't groom properly. What? What? You don't like Kafka? She's got a mess. Drunk at 2 a.m. I like Kafka. She's literally your mommy. Last comment. I guess not literally. I can confirm that the mech dragon appears in stomach of the giant when using a siren. Just did it myself on the first try. How did you find this? I do see the other people saying, the person above you saying the Steam guide is much better. I agree. I think Final Fantasy IV's guide was probably the worst. I have super resources. Google. Shit. Surprised Throw isn't peeking at the baseball since Arizona's in the playoffs. Who cares? It was like my aunt and uncle who doesn't care about baseball. Also, they live in AZ. Baseball seems so boring. I think baseball might be might look more boring than soccer, which is something. Look. Oh, okay. I thought you. For some reason, I thought you were going to talk about Luca from Honkai. Luca does suck. Yeah, I thought you really wanted to pull for Lynx, Aaron. Kind of surprised you didn't. I understand waiting for the game on PS5, but yeah, kind of surprised. So yeah, playing Raging Loops now is my favorite Stalkers I've noticed, and are you enjoying it? I didn't notice. Melty commented, and I went and checked.
お前さんには参加する義務があるんだよ。この探偵撲滅プロジェクトにな。
Oh. Pretty enjoyable so far, good mystery. Think Multi played it already? I think so. I don't know if he finished it. Oh well. I haven't felt this way in a long time. My consciousness drags sluggishly, as if I'm trapped in the thick mud, helplessly sinking deeper and deeper. As much as I try to shut it out, that traumatic nightmare pulls me in once again. In my dream, I'm running down a dark, frigid corridor, holding on tight to the hand of a girl my age.
私もう走れない。あなただけでも逃げて。
何を言ってるの、サイカちゃん。二人で逃げるって約束したでしょ。
でももう足が。
4 hours, ladies and gentlemen, then it's time to web everything. So you started a big visual novel right before Spider-Man? Are you not finishing it before? The girl is beautiful, with bewitching black hair, pure white skin, and light purple eyes reminiscent of hydrangeas. I remember nothing else about her, but I'm sure that at the time she was very precious to me. Said it like 2 days ago, I'll play it alongside. Okay. You could have started and finished Alan Wake 1. Just saying. Oh, shit. And here I was thinking, oh, this girl is gonna be another detective.
Saika-chan.
I clutch onto her before she can collapse and face the criminal that did this to her. The massive, unmistakably inhuman silhouette emits a strange mechanical whir. Its murderous intent is nearly enough to pierce through flesh as it focuses on me. I prepare to die as no more than a child. But at that moment, the girl in my arms strains to get the words out as her voice begins to fail. I might escape if I leave her now and run, but maybe I can still save her. There's no way I can just abandon her. Damn. Look, guys. Chat After Dark was yesterday. Guess technically it's always Chat After Dark. That's all I can remember. My memory cuts out completely, as if the next page has been torn out. Yeah, just talking about a beverage. That's what I thought. However, since I'm alive, it's obvious what came after. I traded Saika's life to save my own. This was the mass kidnapping and confinement incident I was in a decade ago. The reason I became a detective. A shadowy organization took 16 children and locked them in an underground prison for a month, never to be caught. Am I supposed to just live with the sacrifices that came out of that? Like Saika? I was too incompetent to save even one girl, but I refused to leave it there. My heart and soul demand I see it through. I will become a great detective, a hero, and one day I'll reveal the truth behind what happened 10 years ago. I finally come to. My eyelids are so heavy, just opening them is an undertaking. That was one long dream. It was one I've had countless times before. But that fateful day I swore I'd become a detective. That incident remains unsolved to this day. What really happened all those years ago? As a survivor, the fake testimony I provided didn't help much. The case has gone cold for 10 years now. I've got to find the truth, to track down the villain who killed Saika, the girl I owe my life to. That's why I entered this line of work. While false rumors of high caffeine and sugar levels widely spread, entire schools began to literally ban the soda from vending machines. Many parents stopped buying Surge for their children altogether. All actuality, Surge had less caffeine and even less sugar than Mountain Dew, its primary competitor. Big Mountain Dew man, savage. Uninformed parents. What? Could it be? Is that a thing? So, are you saying that if I have TikTok on my phone, it can download my Wi-Fi? Look, I just reheard this today and I thought it was amazing. I totally had forgotten that and I reheard this today. Who knew David was a US politician? Those people know what's up. Nothing gets past them. To that aside, my whole body is aching right now. My mattress feels like a rock and smells like rust. I managed to pry my eyes open, but everything's pitch black. What's more, I can't even move. My limbs are restrained like I've been wrapped in some kind of sleeping bag. Don't tell me I'm trapped in here.
なんだよ、この状況。
Mustering all my strength, I try to worm my way out. Suddenly my vision is flooded by a bright light. Shit. I hate it. Huh? Whatever restrained me slackens as my own momentum forces me upright. The sight I'm met with is...
森？それに、この音って何の音？
I feel like his voice is kinda low, isn't it?
What? 八つ咲き講だ。エンターテイナーだ。あんなのただの殺人症じゃないか。
Lush woodland lies before my eyes. Beneath me is an old rusty locker. Guess that's what I'd been stuffed in just a second ago.
全身が痛い。どれだけ長く閉じ込められていたんだよ。
Does this game have a gallery? No. Well, let's take some screenshots for thumbnails. Who could do this to me, and why? When did I even get here? What the heck is going on? My head swirls in confusion as I try to recall what happened last.
そうだ。僕は老子探偵とかいう人に会って、それから。
The haziness clears as I begin to remember. I was suddenly attacked by a senior detective and eventually lost consciousness. He claimed to be part of the Detective Alliance, but maybe that was just a bluff?
待てよ。あの人が嘘をついていたなら、例のペット殺しの犯人は野放しってことか。早く元の場所に戻らないと。
I reached to grab my smartphone, but after a frantic search, I realized that my front pockets have been emptied. As I continue searching my person, I notice an unfamiliar weight in my back pocket. We squatting up for fighting? I call dibs on Batgirl. Sure. I'll use Black Cat. That's weird. I don't normally keep stuff back there. Suspicious, I carefully pluck the foreign object from my pocket. It's a tablet device, like an oversized smartphone, more or less. The moment I see it, though, a chill runs down my spine.
これってまさか。
I lift it up, touching the buttons out of habit, then a notification appears. Authentication successful.
おはよう、北条ワト君。探偵デバイスを起動させたようだ。薬の効果とはいえ、まさか数日も眠り続けるとは減点1だぞ。
As the tablet comes to life, a familiar voice emanates from its speaker. I was out for 3 days. Wouldn't I be... I hope they gave me an adult diaper. Who's who in Suicide Squad? Well, I'm Black Cat. Apparently, Throw is Batgirl.
お前さんをこの場に連れてきた張本人、老子探偵だ。3日前にもあったな。もっとも、お前さんは眠り続けていたから、つい先ほどの出来事に思うだろうがな。
Bruno the dog is subbing in for you. Who's he playing though? Is he playing Cosmo?
僕は3日も眠ってたのか。
So Senior Detective's the one reaching out to me. I know I recognized his voice from before. Still, his tone is pretty nonchalant for a kidnapper. Can't help but feel irritated. Can I be Brainiac Grunt 3 on Laser Cannon 47? Absolutely. Can't wait to see them re-reveal the game. It's going to be something. Why re-reveal it when you can just cancel it?
きっと私に騙されたと思っているだろうが、お前さんが探偵同盟の一員となったことは真実だよ。
Is anyone gonna buy it? I mean, you all talk shit, but you all played well, not Echo. You all played Gotham Knights. Get 400 boomerang kills in the air. What do you mean Captain Boomerang uses guns, not boomerangs? Because they're super faithful to the lore. Oh yeah, Cyan is also innocent. They're so faithful to the lore, they don't even have Captain Boomerang using boomerangs. Because, well, how can you do a looter shooter with just boomerangs?
"嘘だと思うのなら、その探偵同盟の一員である証、探偵デバイスで登録情報を調べてみるといい。
I bet boomerangs are just as special or whatever. I'm pretty sure Captain Boomerang does not use guns at all. In the comics. His main method of travel? What?
探偵同盟の正式なメンバーとして、お前さんの情報が登録されているはずだ。
I opened up the tablet and looked through the roster you mentioned. There I find my profile beginning with my full legal name. The fuck?
探偵序列100位北条はと。確かに僕の名前だ。それに群青寺先生しか知らない。
Oh. Is there 100 people? No. I kind of want Suicide Squad just to have Kevin Conroy's last Batman performance. Yeah, but for what? If it's his worst performance, because he's mind controlled. Cases solved 419. Cases solved 0. What? collecting publications on Holmes. Special skill, how's work? Never knew what was the last name of Ojo when you start the scrapyard? Later. He's still 17 here. A male high school student who assists at the office of a private detective agency. 3 years ago, his aunt, a police officer, introduced him to the Kunjoji agency, where he began working part-time. Since then, he has studied the basics of detective work in addition to performing copious chores. Wado trained in the Kusa School of Arrest Techniques, a form often used by security guards. Although he lacks in proficiency, his instincts for it are good and have the potential to improve at an explosive rate, if paired with some other special ability. Conversely, he is a professional when it comes to housework. Without him, the agency would be a sea of garbage within a week's time. Notable cases: the Eccentric Architecture series, the Alice Castle killings, hobbies, people watching, DIY, special skill, architectural design. Additional notes: a veteran detective who, like Vidocq, survived the Dayless Night incident and helped to found the Detective Alliance. During one particular case, he made a grave error that resulted in a loss of life and his subsequent retirement. He now works behind the scenes, scouting and mentoring promising young detectives. Yep, that's me. My special skill is housework. I'm no great detective, sure, but that's a low blow. I wonder what else is on here.
他の探偵たちの序列と探偵ネームも載ってる。それに直近の凶悪事件の情報や捜査状況まで。
From the latest incidents all the way back to before I was born, it's a robust selection of key documents about cases infamous to the public. Far too much for one person to read, frankly. Even at a glance, most of the content seems to be highly technical in nature. This is way too much effort for a prank, meaning the DA really did recruit me. Can I trust what Senior Detective says?
僕は本当に探偵同盟の一員になったんですね。信じていいんですか、老子探偵さん。
なお、今流れているのは録音音声だ。緊急事態が起こったので、お前さんを森の中へ隠し、私は離れることとする。
I don't remember the phantasm in the series, only in the movie. Melty gave up on Fate Samurai Remnant? He did? I doubt it. So that's how it is. I assumed this was a phone call, but I guess that's not the case. Detective settings must have been configured to play this voice message as soon as it finished authenticating. Huh. He's just online. Why is Jeffo playing Fortnite? He must have heard me and quit out. He was playing Monochrome Mobius? He can't decide which samurai game he wants to play first. The turn-based one or the real-time one. Or Ishin. Setting up plants, leave the robot alone. He is.
準備ができ次第、デバイスのマップ機能を使って森を抜け、山の頂上の洋館へと向かうんだ。洋館で待っていれば彼らと合流できるはず。私も必ず後で向かうから待っていてほしい。それから途中で見かける建物には絶対に入るな。入れば減点などでは済まない。自分の身を守るためだと思って私の指示に従ってくれ。
What's what comparable to? Yeah, I feel like my voice went up a little. Senior detective speaks without pause. The moment he's finished, the sound cuts out abruptly. I stand there in the daze, holding the tablet, my new D-pad in one hand. I lift my head and peer through the tree line, making out the shape of a mountain with an imposing manor resting on its summit. It's definitely better than Internet Explorer, let's say that. Setting up plants, though. Call of the Sea is supposed to be 2 to 4 hours. So I have too many 20 gig games on my PS5. I don't fully trust him, my options are limited. Press for choice, I open the map application on my tablet. Here's graphics appear on screen displaying the surrounding area. Oh, by the way. Look. I like backwards compatibility. I think it's important to have backwards compatibility. Doing backwards compatibility just to say no one cares about backwards compatibility, then don't do it. Why the fuck is Sony putting out Tekken 6 PSP version? I think I have. Well, pretty sure I did. Yeah, I have it. Seriously though, a PS3 game and you're releasing the PSP version. Sony is baffling. Even Soul Calibur Broken Destiny is like... It's just Soul Calibur 4 with Kratos instead of Yoda and Darth Vader and Starkiller. But you gotta say it like the guy, Soul Calibur. You like that? Also, they're not even selling those games. I looked at them. They're not even for sale. They're just like, oh, if you can play them if you subscribe to the thing. We're not selling them to you. We are too good for selling shit. I hate that. I hate it too. I think it might be because they don't even have trophies. But I don't know. Unless they now have trophies. I didn't see any lists, so I think that's the reason. The biggest issue is Bandai Namco not making any more Ridge Racers. Maybe you'll get the Ridge Racer for PSP, because you're definitely not getting a new one, or the PS3 one. Damn. Show us in the doll where the Tales series hurt you, Melty. Various graphics appear on screen, displaying the surrounding area. All that blue surrounding everything must be the ocean, which means I've been taken to a remote island.
モルグというのはこの島の名前か聞いたこともないけど海外まで連れてこられたとかじゃないよな
I still feel like the voice is low compared to the music.
何が安崎公だエンターテイナーだあんなの
Either way, getting all gloomy won't solve things. I use my fingers to zoom in on the map, hoping to find more info to go off of. Gormenghast? The screen then displays my current location and a few details about the vicinity. Just as Senior Detective said, there seems to be some sort of manor atop the peak, plus another structure near the tree line. Without any other clues to guide me, I decide to follow Senior Detective's instructions for now.
探偵ネームって自分でデバイスに登録するのかどうしよう僕には特技なんてないしかといって適当に決めたら後悔必至だダメだ決められない
The tablet hums quietly as I trek on. Before long, I see a parting in the trees. A massive heliport stretches before me. To its right sits a relatively small 3-story building. Though it blocks my line of sight, I assume that the manor is just up ahead at the top of the hill. The structure here must be the one Senior Detective warned me against entering. It's not like I really trust the guy, so I'm admittedly a bit curious to sneak a peek inside. But as soon as the thought crosses my mind, a sudden sense of unease washes over me. On my tablet's map, I see numerous circular icons displayed within the building's walls. Not just a handful either. Dozens of icons crowd around like ants swarming over food. Judging by my own marker on the map, I think these icons are all people. But if that's the case, what does this mean? Zombies. My apprehension refuses to die down. I get the sense that going in there would only end in regret, just as Senior Detective had warned. Speaking of zombies, did you guys see the trailer for the new Walking Dead game coming to PlayStation? Wow. Wow. You thought Gollum and Kong were bad. I recommend it. Is it co-op? No, it's just bad. I need to decide my next step carefully. I will. It's based on the TV show, and you can make choices and alter the outcome. I will not enter the building. Wait, I can save. Like a wuss. No doubt about it. I gotta check this building out first. It would be risky to just blindly trust Senior Detective after all. These circular icons are obviously people, which would indicate others are already in there. Makes a lot more sense to meet with them here instead of wandering around on my own.
投資探偵は僕を他の誰かと交流させない気なんだ。きっとそうに決まってる。
I really fucked up, didn't I? Even the callers left. I speak aloud, desperately trying to calm my frantic heartbeat. With great trepidation, I slowly approach the entrance. A dark shadow was faintly visible from the glass door of the building. Just as I had suspected, there are other people here. Without a moment of hesitation, I push the glass door open and rush
すみ
inside.
ません。僕、探偵同盟の新人なんですけど。
My voice hitches as my eyes widen like saucers as my train of thought comes to a grinding halt. All from the shock of seeing the horrific scene that lay before me. A large mound rests in the open space beyond the entryway. A haphazard pile, blackened and dead, reeking of rotten cheese and fetid garbage. Time to lurk? Hard to read my visual novel while listening to you read your visual novel? Yes. If we need to splash the camera or something? Like this? Perfect. Good. Enjoy. It's heartbreakingly clear this corpse once belonged to a living being. My stomach lurches, its contents spilling from my mouth. I'm quite curious about the gameplay from this visual novel, but it seems like we're still a little far from it. I can't take it. Sinking to my knees, I suck in heavy breaths as my heart hammers so hard it threatens to burst. Senior Detective must have known. Regret fills me for not heeding his warning. I want to run, to break away and leave this place forever. The movement thing? What movement thing? I desperately focus all my energy into every lungful of air I take. But my pulse won't slow down. In fact, it keeps roaring faster. My chest burns like it's on fire. Ah, in this game. Yeah. We'll see. No matter how hard I try to inhale, my chest only aches more and more, until finally I can no longer breathe. Yeah, I'm very curious about the gameplay. I mean, I've seen screenshots, but I didn't want to look too hard, and I'm kind of curious as to what that translates into. What? My instincts tell me I've got to get outside, but my limbs are numb from the lack of oxygen. Heavy and useless, as if I'm in deep underwater. I crawl, inching along like a caterpillar, but the exit is too far away. Feeling of doom overwhelms me as my strength ebbs away. I can't breathe. I need air. I can't take any more of this. Please, help me. Desperate, I try to scream, but I can't muster a sound. The pain is agonizing. All thoughts leave my head. Despite knowing no one will save me, my mind still cries out. Help! Someone, please, help! I can't breathe. It hurts. I need to get out. I don't want to die. Help! Somebody, please, help me! Help me! Help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, help. Something snaps. My vision fails, but at least the pain in my chest is finally gone. What? To the start, I see the heliport. Stretching me. Huh? Oh, oh. Stretching before me once more. I take deep breaths trying to calm myself. The air tastes good somehow, not sure why. But I feel like I just woke up from a nightmare.
そうだ。僕は洋館に向かうかビルに向かうかで迷っていたんだ。
Huh. So it's not really a game over, huh? Head to the peak or investigate the building. This could very well be a fateful fork in my path. I need to stay calm, think rationally, and make the right choice here. I will ignore it and head to the manor. I decide to do what Senior Detective suggested and make my way toward the manor at the peak of the mountain. My mentor always chided me for being so rash. Maybe I wouldn't have been abducted if I had just waited for him, like I was supposed to. What's more, I get this deep feeling of dread whenever I look at that building to the right of the heliport. I should follow Senior Detective's advice, especially considering that he must have a way better grasp of the situation than me.
本当に何なんだよ、この島は。
I make my way up the mountain, quietly grumbling to myself, when suddenly a chill runs down my spine. I quickly turn to look behind me. The only thing in sight is that building. I get the strange feeling that going there would have had irrevocable consequences for me. My uneasiness lingers, but I turn my back and keep going in spite of it. Yeah, who could know what happened if you enter? I have no idea. I continue up the twisting mountain path for about 15 minutes, until at last I arrive at the manor door. It was a gentle incline, but I'm still spent. I wearily take a seat, resting my back against the outside wall of the manor. It's the exact kind of setting you'd expect in any mystery novel. The manor's exterior speaks to its age, and smells faintly of lumber. During my approach, I could only grasp at the structure's imposing beauty. Upon closer inspection, I notice its windows are constructed from an unnaturally thick glass, impossible to break or peek through. I stand up and circle the perimeter, but there don't appear to be any points of entry aside from the front door. If anything, it seems like it was built to house prisoners, not residents. This definitely isn't your average manor. What on earth could be waiting within? Slow down and catch my breath. My hand is damp with sweat as I turn the knob of the manor's only entrance. A loud clank rings out as it swings open with ease. The interior seems normal enough.
警戒しすぎか。
I ask weakly as I take a step inside. As soon as I let go of the knob, the door closes on its own. Not one moment later. Sharp pain suddenly erupts in my head, causing me to stagger involuntarily. A shadow at my feet expands rapidly. My spine tingles as I feel something rush quickly toward me. Without even a moment of hesitation, I kick out and leap to the side. However, something slams hard against the back of my skull. The impact sends me flying. My vision swims, my mind already fading. I find myself unable to stand. Then the world fades to white. Not to white.
おいおい、こいつ全然起きねえぞ。一発蹴りでもかますか？ヤマトさん、乱暴はやめようよ。
I hear voices nearby.
飛脚パイセンに賛成。暴力とかマジないっしょ。水ぶっかけるくらいでよくね？
渋谷さんも大概過激だな。ここは冷静にね。
もしや心肺が止まっているのではないか？我が速やかに心臓マッサージを。
その必要はありません。どうやら目を覚ましたようですよ。
I open my eyes, but my vision is blurred. The dizzying pain in my head is unbearable. There's a constant ringing in my ears, and my body won't move an inch. A wave of nausea comes over me, but I manage to stop myself from groaning.
僕は一体。
I vaguely recall being hit by something, the moment I stepped into the manor. At last, my vision finally clears up. Wheelchair dude is not making it. Oof.
あなたたちは。
When my eyes refocus, I'm met with several unfamiliar faces, and a sturdy rope binding me. I'm tied up, surrounded by a group of strangers. What in the world is going on?
おい、てめえ侵入者こら！
A girl in a sports jacket grabs me by the throat, glowering menacingly. She looks to be in her early teens, but her strength is incredible. I can't get a peep out while trapped in her iron grip.
本部で待ち伏せたいい度胸してんじゃねえか。どこの組織の回し者だてめえ。あ
あ？大和探偵さん、落ち着いて。
落ち着いてられるかよ。こいつは俺たちの仲間をぶち殺した犯人かもしれねえんだぞ。なのに黙りかかりやがってよ。許せねえぜ。
だけど首を締め上げたままでは何も話せませんよ。
え？おお、科学探偵の言う通りだな。悪かったよ、侵入者。本当にすまねえ。
The girl in the sports jacket lets me go, then immediately falls to her knees, touching her head to the floor as she apologizes.
顔を上げてください。気にしてませんから。よくわかりませんけど、僕は怪しまれるのに十分な理由があったんですよね。
その通りだが、このままじゃ筋が通らねえ。けじめだ。手痛いのを一発、俺に見舞ってくれ。
そんなことしませんよ。というか、縛られてるのでできません。顔を上げてください。実は、僕も状況が全然わからなくて、混乱してるんです。皆さんは何なんですか？それに、この島は、一体何が起こってるんですか？
As I ask the so-called rowdy detective my questions, the boy in the wheelchair approaches us.
自らの意思でこの島を訪れたわけではないのですね。それに詳しいことは何もわからないと。
ええ、老子探偵という人に連れてこられたらしいんですが、詳しいことは何も。
老子探偵があなたを？
The boy called Techie Detective cups his chin in thought.
先ほど眼球運動を確認した限り気絶していたのは間違いない。自作自演で気絶していた可能性もあるけど、一度事実として考えた方が良さそうだ。でもあの老子探偵が何の目的も告げずにこの本部まで連れてくるなんて何か違和感がある。このお兄さんは僕らとは立ち位置が違うのか？八崎法事件の捜査にどう関係があるの？
おい、科学探偵ってばよ。
ごめんなさい。ちょっと考え込んでしまって。
Rowdy detective pokes techie detective, snapping him out of his trance. He dips his head in apology. I'm as confused as ever right now, but I have heard of these two detectives before.
この人たちの集まりはまさか。
鳥間、その人の縄を解いてあげね。縛ったまま尋問するとか、どんなプレイだよって感じでキモいじゃん。
Well, I'm okay if it's you tying me up.
待って渋谷探偵さん。
Shibuya Tante?
あ、何？
ごめんなさい。縄を解くのは待つべきだと思うんだ。
Do you really have to translate Shibuya to downtown? Can't it be just Shibuya? The trendy girl responds with indignation, causing the frail boy to tear up. Nevertheless, he doesn't back down.
敵は20人以上を殺せる毒を有しているわけで、もし彼が敵であった場合、両手が自由になれば微量の毒を撒くだけで僕らを全滅させられる。身体検査もなしに自由にするのは危険すぎるよ。
あーね、うちがせっかちだったわ。ごめんね。
Even though our idea got rejected, the trendy girl called Downtown Detective laughs as if nothing happened.
飛脚探偵さん Thank you。 さすがは序列14位。マジリスペクトなんですけど。
Doleful Detective. These are weird ass names.
怖がりなだけだよ、僕なんて。ただ研究棟の皆さんのような犠牲はもう絶対に出したくないから。
And I guess the rowdy detective they called Yamato
慎重すぎるくらい
Tante.
に行動しよう。
The somewhat androgynous youth speaks with a voice full of fear. Victims like those in the research facility. The comment catches my attention, but now isn't the time to be asking questions. Instead, I hold my tongue and continue to watch in silence.
心配無用だぞ飛脚探偵殿。仮に彼が何かを企んでいようとも、この武装探偵がお主らの身は必ず守り抜こう。
Ah, definitely a weirdo. The armored man rests one hand on the youth he called Doleful Detective and the other on Downtown Detective.
ありがとうございます武装さん。僕は運動がからきしなのですごく頼もしいです。
When the boy smiles at Armored Detective, Downtown Detective waves off the gauntlet, looking utterly repulsed.
うちは結構です。暑苦しさやばいんで秒で離れてもらえます？序列32位の武装探偵さん。
おお、我の序列を覚えてくれているのか。このメンバーで唯一の30位以下だというのに、我は感動したぞ。必ずお主の命を守り抜こう。
Let's be honest, Melty. Armor dude, first to die.
うげ、皮肉が通じないんですけど。うざ。
I mean, if I was playing Danganronpa for the first time, I would say, Ifumi, first to die. So, I don't always get it right. Ifumi just has that, dying early vibe. Armored Detective happily strides closer to Downtown Detective, but this guy has no face. Even though the armor has some expressiveness. He doesn't seem to notice the look of genuine disgust on her face.
ひとまず探偵デバイスでリーダーに連絡を取ってみたよ。探偵デバイス同士の通信ならこの予感からでも研究棟に通じるみたいで助かったね。
A man who looks like a corporate employee joins the conversation. He holds a familiar tablet-like device in his hands, a D-pad, the trademark of the Detective Alliance. My heart beats fast in spite of myself, as I guess at the nature of my company.
ありがとよ社畜探偵。行動が早くて助かるぜ。
ほうれん草は社会人の基本なんてね。そちらの眠り姫についてリーダーに確認も取ってみたけど、どうやら彼も私たち探偵同盟の仲間だそうだよ。念のため君自身にも聞くけど、間違いないよね。
はい、間違いありません。まだ探偵デバイスを受け取ったばかりの新人ですけど。
Everything clicks into place as I speak with a man referred to as Workaholic Detective. I knew it. They really are part of the Alliance. And these aren't just any average members. They're so famous even a nobody like me knows of them. There could only be one possible reason why a group of detectives like this would be gathered here. It was the same thing I had been brought for, to discuss how to handle the quartering Duke. They're all here for that meeting, no doubt.
残る謎はまだ探偵ネームも持たない新人がどうしてこの探偵同盟本部にいるのかという点だね。君も八つ崎港対策会議に招集されたのかい？
はい、老子探偵から説明を受けて、自分の探偵デバイスもありますよ。
Down to 51 books? What? On what?
胸ポケットに入っていたデバイスはやはり君自身のものだったんだね。悪いけど勝手に体を調べさせてもらったよ。
え、いつの間に。
I don't know how, but Workaholic Detective is clearly holding my device. The fact he could swipe it without my noticing is terrifying.
それでは少々お手を拝借。
Damn. You only level 4 people, right? Then I guess. Cause every day I'm down to 0 books. Workaholic Detective grabs my hand to bypass the D-pad's fingerprint authentication, navigating to the message application with practiced ease. He seems to be checking my invitation to the Quartering Duke meeting, which I had been reading just before I fell unconscious.
なるほど。私に届いた連絡と一字一句違わない。確かに君もこの対策会議のメンバーらしいね。
Relief washes through me at Workaholic Detective's smile, but it doesn't last long.
まあこの島に潜入できるほどのものならメールの偽造なんて簡単に行えるだろうけど。
Workaholic Detective's smile turns grim. His piercing gaze cuts right through me, making my body flare up with goosebumps.
下手なまでしでかすんじゃねえぞ。三途の川の対岸まで殴り飛ばされたくなきゃな。
他の探偵さんたちのような独自の気配が君からは一切感じられない。一体何？
結論を出すには検討材料が不足しすぎています。情報が揃うまでは監視はやむなしかと。
The other detectives watch me warily. Their eyes make it abundantly clear that they're on high alert. I completely understand why they suspect my exceptional circumstances, but that doesn't make their looks sting any less. Dwelling on doleful detectives' unsettling remarks earlier leads me to wonder what happened to the Detective Alliance.
まあさ、怪しんでばかりじゃ拉致が開かないし、鳥間うちらに同行させりゃいいんじゃね？老子のじっちゃんも見つけなきゃだしさ、言い争ってる暇とかないっしょ。
気が合うな、渋谷探偵殿。我も同意見である。証拠が出るまでは彼も仲間の一員でよかろう。
Downtown, these games sure know how to name people. It's Shibuya, they translate it to downtown. Kinda weird.
あんたと同意見なのは点下げなんだけど。うち頭悪いからさ、 武装ちゃんの言う通り、その人も一緒に連れてっていいと思うわけ。
I think you just don't translate Shibuya, but who am I guess.
ミステリモノで仲間割れとか死亡フラグだしね。
ミステリものって。
Yeah, I think so. Picky detective smiles warmly as rowdy detective grabs the rope tying me up.
まあ渋谷の言う通りだな。
Rowdy detective tears my restraints apart as if they're made of paper. I can now move freely except for my bound hands. But still, what raw physical strength. It's hard to believe a girl smarter than me can be so powerful.
仲間同士で疑い合ってたら八つ咲き子の思うツボだ。俺もひとまずあんたを信じることにするぜ。
You could say that she is rowdy. You could.
行動の前に一言確認を取ってほしかったところだけど、私も同意見だよ。先ほど体を調べた時、何も見つからなかったしね。
Do I have their stats? No.
君にはひとまず我々と行動を共にしてもらおう。ただし今は一刻を争う時代だ。私たちがどんな状況に置かれているかについてはまた移動しながら教えるよ。
Let me take a quick break before we move on. I won't be long. Holy shit! The birthday boy himself! Hello, Nobruk! Happy birthday, how are you? What weaves? These weaves. Doing good, doing good. How's you? Detectives head out, one after another. Now the mood had lightened up a bit. I can't help but let out a sigh of relief. What's that noise? I've seen plenty of suspects get interrogated in mystery novels and shows, but never did I expect to be the one in the hot seat. Life sure keeps you on your toes.
そういえば、新入社さんのことをなんて呼べばいい？まだ探偵ネームないんでしょ？せっかくだし、今決めちゃおうよ。
Oh, good. Some vacations I can stop by in DGen hours. Interesting. How long? David hates sushi, Chinese cartoons, and ramen. Oh boy. Was it because of the birthday? Melty, you're always wishing me a happy birthday. Wish Nobruk a happy birthday now. I did this week because if I don't use it, it goes away. Not as good a motive, I guess. Better yet, Melty, wish us both a happy birthday. For all four of us. I wish it was 21. Yeah. 32. It's all downhill from 32. It is. It's all downhill from 27. Actually, it's all downhill from 21. Barely stopped myself from answering. Downtown detective with my real name. Keeping your name secret is the first rule of the Detective Alliance. Could be deadly for your identity to get out between cases. That's why upon joining the DA, members are given a one-word code name based on a defining characteristic of theirs. Well, I am good at house chores, so I'm chore detective. Out of touch by all notes makes me and more and more sense as you get older. Damn, Ruben. Yes, it does. That codename is none other than Detective Alias. I've longed to have one of my own ever since Mr. Gunjoji told me about them.
僕の探偵ネームは
It's it's more than he's not a fluent speaker of English. No, it's not. He does the same thing in Portuguese. Just studies Ruben. exactly the same. He does exactly the same thing. It's nothing about fluency. Fluency? Is that a word? Despite my yearning for one, it's hard to think of anything on the spot. I have no experience, skills, or defining characteristics. To be perfectly honest, I couldn't even begin to guess why I was landed to the Detective Alliance.
いや、悩みすぎっしょ。君さ、見た感じうちより年上っぽいのに、なんでそんなに余裕ないわけ？人生の先輩がそこまで情けないと、ぶっちゃけ反応に困るんですけど。
The art style in this game is kind of different from what we're used to, but it's kind of cute. I like her. I like her little fang.
面目ないです。
ほら、一緒に考えようよ。特技は何？今までの事件で得意だと感じたことないわけ？
猫を探すのが得意でした。なぜか好かれるので。
It's not that close. I can see it, but it's not super close. Content Detective gives a deep sigh. My amateur status fills me with shame.
じゃあ、無能探偵ってことでよろしく。
Incompetent detective. Well, I couldn't ask for better. The coloring, sure. Well, that's just cruel. You might as well be saying I'm good for nothing. I mean, not that it isn't true, but still. I'd obviously prefer a different name, but before I can object...
他のみんなもいい名前が決まるまでは無能探偵って呼ぶ感じでおなしゃす。
大和男児らしい謙虚な名前だな。好感が持てるぜ。
飛脚探偵さんや社畜探偵さんと同じく特徴をカリカチュアしたタイプの名前なんですね。
一緒に頑張ろうね、無能くん。
呼び名があると仲間らしさがぐっと強まるのである。よろしく頼むぞ、無能殿。
Sir, incompetent.
このご利用しな空気、自分の時を思い出すな。
Incompetent detective rapidly gains the approval of the rest. So rapidly that it's too late to dispute it, much to my chagrin.
秒で定着してよかったね。無能先輩。
Damn.
全然良くない。
Despite my protests, Downtown Detective ignores me, flashing a devilish smile. Thus did I become Incompetent Detective, an official member of the Detective Alliance. Good. What is this noise? It's the armor walking. They skimped out on the furniture, huh? A bright red carpet covered the floor, and landscape paintings adorn the walls of the corridor. They do? I don't see any. The detective explained the situation as we walked down the passageway, the scent of the roses on display around us drifting in the air.
君が連れてこられたこの場所は地図にすら載っていない孤島だ。この絶海の孤島を本拠地として探偵同盟は活動を続けてきたそうだよ。本部の2つの建物、捜査の補助や機器の開発を行うための研究施設スナークスと宿泊用の洋館ゴーメンガーストとに分かれている。
That's like Hit Kingdom, Sindria.
本来私たちが到着した後はこの洋館にジオラマで再現された八つ崎港事件の主要な現場を見ながら全員で推理する手はずだったんだ。
だった というのは。
Riley the detective suddenly punches the walls beside her, causing the other nearby walls to tremble from the impact.
俺たちが到着した時には、本部の探偵たちの多くが毒殺されてたんだよ。研究施設にいた22人のメンバーが、全員な。22人が、全員
Every hair on my body stands on end at the unthinkable news. Even among history's more infamous mass murders, few had a death toll of more than 20. Killing 22 people at once is beyond all reason.
犯人はまるでゴミでも扱うがごとく、施設の入り口に我らの仲間の死体を積み重ねていたのだ。人間の所業とは思えぬ惨状であった。
無能先輩があの死体の山を見てたら、しばらくご飯を食べれなかったと思うよ。それに毒ガスが充満してて、下手したら死んでたしね。行かなくてラッキーだったかもね。
Yeah, lucky! A heap of corpses. Just imagining it makes me feel faint. And that's not even taking the deadly gas into account.
老子探偵はその惨状を知っていて、僕をこの館に向かわせたのかもしれないな。
It would also explain why he hid me in the forest and went off on his own. I need to find him soon and thank him for keeping me safe.
やっぱり八つ崎港の犯行なんですか？
それはまだ何とも。あれだけ大量の殺人にもかかわらず、手がかりとなる品が少なすぎるんです。
八つ崎港事件の特徴は、必ず被害者が2人同時に現れることだ。今回の犯行は少し毛色が異なるように感じるよ。
八つ崎港の野郎が犯人に決まってるぜ。もしまだ島の中に嫌がるなら、この俺が絶対ぶっ捕まえてやる。
It said that the Quartering Duke has killed over 100 people, but even that was over the course of half a year. On the other hand, murdering 22 people at once, all of them first-rate detectives, no less, could hardly be the work of an amateur. I get the impression that he commits grisly deeds for the thrill of it, but otherwise his identity is a complete mystery.
僕らは当然研究施設の捜査を始めたのですが、その途中でリーダーのデバイスに生き残った同盟のメンバーからこんな連絡が入ったんです。
Ticket Detective draws out his own D-pad and plays an audio file. How's the game so far? Intriguing, but it's still setting up. That's an actual visual novel, unlike Grim Grimoire.
研究と何者か襲撃全滅した。私オーメンガーストに隠れている。リーダー合流して協力させます。
In Grim Grimoire, the story was more of a framing to the battles. Here, clearly the story is the stuff that matters. The recording cuts off there. Although the sound was low and full of static, even I could grasp what it signified.
この声って老子探偵ですよね。よかった。あの人は生きていたんですね。
I don't feel well rested today, though. I guess between the last stream and this stream, I didn't sleep that much. Is your maidenless? Is that why? Patro, did you play Bayonetta? I haven't. Okay. Just wondering. Because I did a shoot of her cosplay of her, but was wondering.
はい、間違いなく老子探偵だと思います。この状況で無事だなんて、さすがはレジェンドクラスの探偵ですよね。
そんなにすごい探偵なんですか？
今でもメディアでよく取り上げられる明けぬ夜事件ってあるでしょ。あの事件を解決した探偵同盟の創立メンバーなんだって。
明けぬ夜事件？教科書にも載ってるような大事件じゃないですか。
The Dayless Night Incident. That's a cool name, but a nonsensical name. Let's be honest. Oh, I unlocked the other guys' profiles. Rowdy Detective, rank 25. Notable cases: Minami Juji kidnapping incident, obvious, Hanafuda, mountain climbing, special skill, superhuman strength, additional notes. Though straightforward and aggressive, Rowdy possesses a pure, sensitive heart and is easily moved to tears. Having lived in the mountains from a young age, she aided her father with his hunting, gaining physical strength and keen, bestial instincts well beyond the average humans, allowing her to solve difficult cases through sheer might alone. Of particular note is her intuition, which is so sharp that it is essentially supernatural. When presented with a group of face-down cards and instructed to turn over matching pairs, she made not even a single mistake. It's like Danganronpa, but instead of high school students as detectives. We're not trying to kill each other, we're all on the same team. Armor Detective, rank 32. Notable cases: the case of the undead cyborg. Hobby, weight training, special skill protection. An individual never seen without his knightly suit of armor. He is an unusual detective who cracks cases with both his natural strength and the features built into his protective garments. While he struggles with brain work, he's managed to solve crimes through tenacity alone. Apparently his face was scarred in a past case, so he refuses to remove his helmet if he can help it. Downtown Detective, rank 22. Notable cases: case of Ikeburo Reaper. Hobby, after school karaoke, who doesn't? Special skill, social deduction. A high school student with investigative prowess well beyond their years. This, along with her good looks, have caught the eyes of many. She stays up to date with the latest gossip via Intel network, characteristic of high school girls. A special brand of social investigation involves utilizing social media communities to discuss case details and piece together multiple people's theories. The Armor and Rowdy are very similar. Kinda. I think Armor is gonna die. Techie, rank 20. Notable case: the case of the VR killer. She solved Sword Art Online? Shit. Hobby, tinkering with machinery. Special skill, engineering forensic friends. What? A wheelchair user who was born with cerebral palsy. A wheelchair user. That's not... I've never seen it written like that. which prevents the use of its legs. His intellect, on the other hand, far surpasses that of the average person. As the brightest prodigy in the DA, he has already earned a PhD in science from an overseas university. He often collaborates with the DA's tech department, developing his own specialized wheelchair as well as the 7 forensic friends, small machines designed to assist with investigations. Ah, okay. During cases, he relies on his friends to produce data beyond the scope of normal detectives. Shouldn't the wheelchair detective have more movement? Because can just wheel himself everywhere? 5 analyzation, big numbers, yeah. He can't run though. He can dash. Boost. Doleful Detective, rank 14. Cases solved 123. Notable, the cases of building number 6. Hobby, spending time at home. That's the best hobby. Special skill, danger magnet. That's not a skill. A rather negative individual with a strong aversion to social situations. He has an uncanny tendency to attract danger, aptly referred to as the danger magnet. His ability to detect threats has helped him survive numerous perils and truly shines in more hazardous cases. Someone remind me what doleful means. Thank you. Even prior to joining the Alliance or becoming a detective, he had stumbled upon numerous incidents by chance. The sheer number of cases he's solved is proof enough that he can go toe-to-toe with the DA's finest. Workaholic Detective, rank number 10. Holy shit. Cases solved 67 though. The case of the endless night shift. Okay. Hobby, online mahjong. Just like Melty. Special skill, reliable investigation. An office worker moonlighting as a detective. His demeanor is that of the quintessential Japanese man. He had aspired to become a detective for years, and upon learning of the DA's existence, begged both his wife and employer to allow him to take on the extra job. Even now, after a long day at the office, he forgoes sleep in favor of detective work, only deepening the bags under his eyes. Yeah, some of these do look like they're not very useful. The Dayless Night Incident, a popular name for a series of incidents caused by the Morning Star of Dawn Society, which at the time commanded public support and even exercised influence in the political sphere. Sect founder Junichi Nanase, who went by the name Lucifer, targeted opponents by kidnapping, confining, torturing, and brainwashing them. He is also believed to have carried out a number of cruel human experiments, though the building where this is purported to have taken place has since collapsed in a disaster. Lucifer utilized TV stations and internet broadcasts to steal the hearts of viewers with his witty comments and charismatic mannerisms, steadily growing his hordes of believers. 13 years ago, Lucifer attempted to take advantage of the chaos after a major earthquake by plotting to release poison gas, resulting in his capture by the world's premier detective, Vidocq. Vidocq received global recognition for his accomplishment, eventually leading to the establishment of the DA. So Vidocq is the all might of the DA. Although 13 years have passed since he was apprehended, Lucifer's followers have continued committing crimes in his name, unabated. The true irony is that by solving this case, Vidocq triggered an exponential increase in domestic crime, thereby fueling the ongoing detective craze. オールマイト。I was a kid then, so I don't remember much, but it was the worst terror attack in national history, spiked by a new religious movement. From that event onward, criminal atrocities swept the nation, which is part of why the Detective Alliance was formed. Solving a case of that magnitude would absolutely qualify him as a legend.
もともとは老師さんと合流するために他の探偵たちと別れて僕らはこの洋館に来たんだ。
老子殿が身を隠さなければならぬほど今回の犯人は凶悪なのだ。一刻も早く助け出さねば。
じゃあここにいる皆さん以外にも探偵がいるんですか？
そう、研究棟に残って捜査を続けているのが6人かな。まるで探偵のバーゲンセールだなって感じで草生えるよね。
Look. You're doing something wrong in the localization when I understand what she says in Japanese and I don't understand what she says in English. What the hell is a BOGO sale? I've never seen that ever. And yet, in Japanese, she clearly said bargain sale. David's weeb is acting up. She spoke English. Buy one, get one? Really? Buy one, get one? That's not a sale. That's normal, no? Buy one, get one? That's every single sale normally. I don't quite get what she means by that, but I guess it's a lot of detectives. I'm still reeling from the heinous murders we have yet to unravel, but at least now there's a glimmer of hope.
これで全ての部屋を探し終えたはずだけど、老師さんは見つからないね。
もしかしたら僕らより先に洋館へたどり着いた犯人に気づいてどこかへ逃げたのではないでしょうか。もし先ほどの通話を盗聴されていたら犯人が先回りした可能性は十分に考えられます。
ああね、うちらがここに到着するまでに10分はかかってるもんね。考えられなくはないのかも。
いや、研究所からこの洋館までは一本道で周囲は断崖絶壁。僕らに見つからずに逃げ出すのは無理だよ。
The detectives processed the situation with impressive speed. I'm barely keeping up as I struggle to understand what it all means. Yeah, they also know the layout of the island, and I don't. Downtown's casual chit-chat is about the only thing that makes any sense to me.
つか、この部屋も無線 LAN ないじゃん。スマホ使えないとかマジでナイポヨちゃんなんですけど。
いえ、仮に無線 LAN のルーターがあったとしても使えないと思いますよ。
なんで？この島は県外ってこと？
いえ、実は研究棟で固定回線でのネットワーク接続を試してみたのですが全く繋がらなかったんです。先ほど洋館内の回線で試してみても結果は同じでした。おそらく島の通信用のアンテナが壊されているんだと思います。
でも探偵デバイス同士はやり取りできてんじゃん。スマホとは違うの？
探偵デバイスは独自の通信システムを採用しているんです。僕も開発に携わりましたが本当に素晴らしい技術が使われているんですよ。詳しく説明するとですね。
はいはい、まあつまりうちはこの島にいる間連れたちとろくに会話もできないってことね。
いい機会だ。 この機会に探偵同士我らみんなの交友を深めようではないか。
ガチで下がるわ。
おいおい、まさかこの匂いは。
Ready detective starts crawling on all fours like a dog right at the entrance of the room. She presses her face to the carpet with a sharp expression on her face.
ヤマトさん、どうしたんですか？血の匂いだ。
Silence fills the room. The others all turn to look at Rowdy.
バラの匂いと絨毯の色で全然気づかなかったが、この絨毯、血痕がついてやがるぜ。入り口からまっすぐに、あの壁。
Rowdy detective approaches an empty vase and sticks her hand in it, pulling out a bloody knife.
ビンゴだな。誰の血だかは知らねえが、どうやら悪意ある誰かさんが館に侵入したことは間違いないようだぜ。どうして血の匂いなんて分かったんですか？見るからに乾ききってるのに。俺はガキの頃から漁師の親父を手伝ってたからな。猟犬の嗅覚、わしの視覚、ウサギ並みの聴覚、そして大和男児の魂を持ってんのよ。
I'm not so convinced that helping on hunting trips would give you those kinds of abilities, but it's astonishing nonetheless.
ヤマトさん、そのナイフが使われた場所はこの部屋ではないんだよね。
ああ、この部屋には血痕しか残ってねえ。あくまでナイフを隠すのに部屋までやってきただけみてえだ。血の匂いを終えたらいいんだけどよ。さすがにバラの匂いが充満した廊下じゃきつすぎるぜ。
やはりそうか。しかし科学君、君ならば終えるね。
もちろんです。そのための科学ですから。
Tiki Detective proudly pulls a cute little machine that resembles a puppy out from his pocket.
追跡遊具くんくんくん。
Forensic friend Sniffy Whiffy.
僕と探偵同盟の協力で生み出されたこの遊具は、登録した匂いをどこまでも追跡発見可能な人命救助を至上命令とする発明です。さらに南西の小型ゴムクローラーを採用したことで、凹凸の激しい通路であろうとも現場を荒らさず時速 15km で迅速な移動が可能。当然小型の発信機も搭載なので、探偵デバイスの画面からリアルタイムに追跡可能です。そしてさらに ISS も宇宙ステーションに採用されている小型のリチウムイオンバッテリーを使って。
大したものだね。後でゆっくりと説明を聞くから追跡に移ろうか。
ごめんなさい。僕発明の話になると夢中になっちゃって。
Tiki Detective returns to reality, hanging his head in shame.
じゃあ早速その道具で。
道具じゃないです。遊具です。僕の大切な友達を道具扱いしないでください。
Workaholic Detective bowed several times in apology for misspeaking. True to his name, he's the very picture of a harried office worker. Techie Detective may seem calm and collected, but careless remarks about his inventions are a clear sore spot of his. You better watch my words.
皆さん、取り乱して申し訳ありません。それでは血液の匂いの追跡を始めます。
Techie Detective calms down, setting his dog-like tracking machine. Sniffy Whiffy loos near the blood stain. Sniffy Whiffy scoots across the floor just like a real dog. He circles around a couple of times, then thumps into the room's door.
追跡が始まりました。扉を開いて先に進んでもらいましょう。
I open the door and Sniffy Wiffy darts out of the room, barreling down the hall toward the stairs. All I can pick up is roses, but he must have zeroed in on the trail of the blood.
大したもんだな。俺の鼻でも全然嗅ぎ取れねえってのによ。
正確には匂いではなく、空気中に残留する物質を追跡しているんです。だから他の匂いが漂う場所であっても惑わされずに追跡が可能なんですよ。
猟犬の鼻も型なしだね。
うるせえ。最初に気づいたのは俺の鼻だろうが。
Sniffy Wiffy stops at a painting, just before the stairs to the entrance hall.
クンクン殿が止まった。ここで何者かが刺されたということか。
バーカ、見るからに血痕なんてないじゃん。つまりナイフが使われた場所はこの絵画の奥ってことだっつうの。
絵画の奥？どういうことなのだ。まさか絵画の中に世界が。童話の中の話かとバカに思っていたが、実在するとは。
落ち着いて武装君。論理的に考えていけば真実は明らかになる。
Workaholic touches the painting as he inspects the frame. He then gently taps the artwork before pressing his ear against it.
間違いない。この絵画の奥には空洞が広がっている。ならおそらくここをこうしてずらせば。
Still touching the painting, Workaholic Detective moves his hand. The entire wall around it slips back like a sliding door, revealing a hidden passage. Sniffy Wiffy, who had been waiting in place, begins moving again, right down the newly discovered path.
今ので分かったんですか？一体どうやって？
それは企業秘密ってことで、私はこの仕事を続けて長いからね。知識量だけは。
おじさんやるじゃん。ぶっちゃけ見直したっつうか、むしろリスペクっちゃうみたいな。
おじさんは勘弁してほしいな。私まだ一応20代だからね。ギリギリだけど。
Workaholic Detective turns red in the face as Downtown Detective slaps him on the behind.
この先でナイフが使われたのだな。何が起こるかわからぬ。我が先陣を切ろう。
おい待てって。この広さなら2人並べるだろ。俺も先頭に立って周りを注意するぜ。
Rowdy Detective tries to push forward, but is stopped by Doleful Detective.
ヤマトさんは科学くん、渋谷さんと通路の入り口を見張っておいてくれないかな。今の状況なら僕の能力が役に立つと思うから。
Hammer and Doleful Detective are to spearhead our foray into the secret passage, with me and Workaholic Detective following after. Rowdy, Downtown, and Techie Detective would remain at the entryway, acting as lookouts in case the tunnel is a trap. As for why I'm being brought along, it's probably because I won't be able to escape in this tunnel. I'm struck by the fact that Workaholic, the most experienced of the group, had deftly assumed a position beside me. These detectives don't miss a single beat.
じゃあ僕と武装さんで先導していくね。
As he speaks, Doleful and Armored Detective enter the tunnel together. Workaholic and I continue right behind them. Four of us descend down a spiral staircase that winds its way underground. At the bottom is a gloomy underground tunnel. We proceed into it, using the light function on our D-pads to guide our way. That looks like the place from my dream. The only sounds are our footfalls echoing in the tunnel, as well as Sniffy Wiffy's threads crawling across the floor ahead of us. Sniffy Wiffy makes way too much noise. The air is dusty and reeks of mold, making it hard to breathe. Clearly this place is seldom used. My love of cleanliness aches to ventilate the place. Doleful Detective's eyes narrow as he travels the tunnel. His usual fearful countenance is tense, as if he's an entirely different person.
大したものだろう、飛躍君の集中力は。
Workaholic detective whispers to me as if he's reading my mind.
彼の序列は14位。すでに100件以上の事件を解決に導いている。くぐり抜けてきた修羅場の数は私たちベテランの探偵にも決して引きを取らないよ。
Over 100 cases solved. The idea alone leaves me speechless. We can't be that far apart in age, and yet his track record is on a whole other level. What sort of heroic life has this seemingly gentle boy led up to now?
さっき飛躍さんが言っていた能力というのは？
じきに君も身をもって知るさ。同盟内では彼の能力を名探偵体質と呼んでいる。
Doleful detective stops in his tracks. There's a museum management minigame in Honkai? Yes. There's also Pokemon. And shipping. There's a lot of variety in the minigames.
武装さん、止まってください。
どうしたのだ、飛躍殿。足から血が出ているぞ。
Armor shines deep as light on Doleful Detective's leg, revealing a trail of blood beneath his knee. Something reflects in the light just ahead of them.
足元に何かが。
おそらく侵入者撃退用の罠だよ。触れた感触だとワイヤーか何かだと思う。
He's right. When I get close to the reflection, I see red dripping off an extremely fine wire. It was so razor thin and difficult to see that were it not for the blood, it would have been nearly imperceptible, even in direct light.
探偵同盟で開発中のワイヤー層か。
どうして透明でそんなものを？
密室の錠前をこじ開けたり、拉致や拘束された時の護身用だろうね。本来は特殊なグローブをつけて使うものだって聞いているよ。素手では触らない方がいい。用途が用途なだけに、人体くらいなら強く押し付けるだけで切断可能な切れ味だ。
気づけてよかった。
Workaholic detective produces medication and bandages from his pocket and begins applying first aid to Doleful Detective's leg.
ひどい怪我だけど、この程度で済んで良好かもね。君以外が引っかかっていたら足が切断されていてもおかしくなかったよ。
僕の体質はこんな時くらいしか誰かの役に立ちませんから。
体質って一体どういうことですか？
For some reason, Doleful Detective struggles to reply. Workaholic steps in to answer on his behalf.
飛躍君は昔から自分の身を危うくする事象に巡り合いやすいんだよ。例えば今回のような罠から指名手配犯に殺人事件、果ては事件の証拠品までね。飛躍君はこれまで持ち前の勘と洞察力でそんな過酷な境遇を生き抜いてきたんだ。
だから名探偵体質ですか？
In the stories, detectives are always expected to survive, even when wrapped up in a personal case, and even when their life is on the line. And now I'm standing in front of a real-life detective who embodies that very trope.
そんな大それた力じゃないよ。むしろ周囲を不幸にしてしまう最低の体質だと思う。
Doleful Detective's expression flickers as he touches a bandage on his wrist. The countless traces of medical attention covering his body shows just how much suffering he's constantly endured.
だけどその分危険には人一倍敏感なんだ。 僕の身に降りかかる脅威の気配なら必ず感じ取ることができる。僕がみんな
I see the resolve within Dolphin Detective's eyes as he speaks. He and I may look similar, I might even be the older one, but nothing in me competes with that look. We couldn't be further apart.
飛脚殿、水臭いぞ。
Armored Detective abruptly steps forward. He then swings his arm up before bringing it down to chop the wire before us.
武装さん、そのワイヤーは手伝って切れちゃうんですよ。いくら鎧を着ているからって。
心配無用だ。我の身を包むは我が家系のみに言い伝わる史上最高の鎧なり。
Yeah, they're gonna kill the armor guy first, aren't they? The wire parts with ease. Sure enough, Armored Detective doesn't have a single scratch on him. Both Doful and Workaholic widen their eyes in incredulity.
どのような罠にかかろうとも我の鎧は砕け得ぬ。安心して我を先頭に立たせるといい。
だけど僕が前に出ていた方がチーム全体のリスクは抑えられるし。
仲間が傷つくかもしれぬのを静観してはおれぬさ。お主らの盾となるために我は分不相応を承知でこの場に馳せ参じたのだからな。
Armored Detective speaks with a calmness that eases Doleful Detective's taut expression. Despite the latter's brave front, he might have been nearing his limit.
ありがとう武装さん。お言葉に甘えて僕はあなたの後ろから周囲を警戒することにするよ。
Armored Detective takes the lead as Doleful acts as a lookout behind him.
武装さん、すぐ前方、僕の首あたりに脅威の気配を感じます。
またワイヤーだな。承知である。
Without a second thought, Armored Detective swings his hand toward the area Doleful Detective indicated. Chop, chop, chop. Sometimes Doleful's warnings come too late and armor runs into a wire, but even then it never leaves a mark. He continues safely through the darkness, until...
発信機の反応を見るに追跡装置は5メートル前方で停止している。ナイフが使われた現場に到着したみたいだね。
We finally make it to the end of the tunnel with zero injuries, save for Doleful Detective, of course. Sniffy Whiffy is parked right in front of a steel door, which means the bloody knife we found earlier must have been used right behind it.
武装君、申し訳ないが先陣を頼めるかい。
何を言っているのだ社畜殿。このような危うい状況にて先駆けとなるべく我が鎧は存在している。
And yet Armored Detective looks tense as he cautiously touches the doorknob. Goosebumps ripple across my body. Deep down I get the overwhelming urge to scream, "Don't open it." It's as if my mind somehow knows that what we're about to see is truly horrific. I have an extremely bad feeling about this.
3つ数えると同時に開けるのである。1つ、2つ。
The doorknob makes a click as it turns. My heart rate leaps, but I can't bring myself to look away.
3つ。
A blinding light flashes as the door opens, forcing me to avert my eyes. On top of that, a metallic stench envelops me. The way it sticks to my throat makes me cough. However, none of the other detectives show even a hint of fear as they proceed beyond the door. I hurry to follow them, but at that moment... Uh-oh. Doleful Detective's cry echoes out. As I step into the room, the first thing I see is the ground dyed in crimson. The red spreads across so much of the floor that at first I mistake it for a carpet pattern. There's no way that's the case. Despite my hateful disbelief, the smell filling the air tells me that this is blood. Is it, Hoshi? With each breath, the metallic stench fills my lungs, my stomach, my whole body. I'm assailed by an overwhelming urge to vomit. If I lose focus for even a moment, I know I'll wind up spilling my guts out. Upon closer inspection, I notice something floating in the ocean of gore. I guess not. It's large and reminds me of a caterpillar. 4 other long, thin objects surround it. In a way, they resemble a quartet of lifeboats, all rowing in different directions away from a sinking ship. But in truth, they're human limbs scattered about across the floor. Before us is a scene devoid of life. A man whose name I don't know gazes at me, his head half submerged in a sanguine sea. My eyes are transfixed as I stand there in a daze. There's a biting chill as if the temperature has dropped by quite a few degrees. My hands and legs tremble. I can barely stand. Every ounce of strength leaves my body, which no longer feels like my own. I muster up all the willpower I can, only to topple over on the spot. Is this all just a bad dream?
現場に出くわすのは初めてかい。辛いのはわかるが、目を背けてはいけないよ。
Without any concern to spare for me, workaholic walks toward the pool of blood.
飛躍君、武装君、上に戻って他の3人をここへ呼んできてくれ。それからリーダーへ洋館に向かうよう伝え。
There's even blood on the ceiling. He sums up the heart of the matter in a low voice.
殺人事件だ。老子さんが
Oh, it is Senior Detective.
殺された。
I said I guess not because we didn't really see it. Regardless of how detached he remains while objectively stating facts, it doesn't change the reality we're facing. What could it mean, David? I don't know. The middle-aged man's corpse lies dismembered, his limbs strewn across the room we stand in. I don't think Senior Detective was middle-aged. For the first time in my life, I am confronted with a murder scene. Chapter 1: The Case of the Dismembered Detective. Hey, we finished the prologue! I stand in the corner, my mind completely blank. This is my first time witnessing a murder scene in person. Staika's death is seared in my mind, but this is different. Someone I know lies torn into pieces in a vivid sea of blood. Dead. I'm no great detective, and although I try to steel myself, coming face to face with a scene like this has me too weak to stand. Even once I regain my footing, my legs still struggle to remain upright. The metallic stench of fresh blood is one I'll never be able to get used to. I breathe through my mouth as much as possible. Ugh. I feel like that's worse. If I had the choice, I'd sprint out of this room this very second. The workaholic detective ignores me as he investigates the corpse with meticulous efficiency. He and the victim must have been well acquainted. His pained look when we found the body suggests that his mental burden is far greater than mine. Yet despite that, he shows no sign of weakness. How much experience solving homicides would it take to become a detective like him? I can't even fathom it, the way I am now. The other detectives who had been summoned by Doleful Detective are unable to hide their shock at the sight.
おいおい、なんだよこりゃ。老子のおやっさんは生き延びてたはずだろ。
うちらが駆けつけるまでに殺されたってわけ？マジ笑えないんですけど。
そんなこと不可能のはずです。 同志探偵さんの連絡から僕たちが館にたどり着くまで20分程度。そんな短時間で人体をここまでバラバラにして凶器を隠して逃げ切るなんて非科学的ですよ。
これほどの出血だから死斑がないのは当然として、死後硬直すらまだ始まっていない。直前に電話ももらっているから当然だが、血液の凝固具合から察するに殺されてから半日も経っていないようだね。時系列を整理しよう。ロイスさんから連絡を受けたのが12時40分。そこから私たちは速やかにチーム分けを行い、研究棟からこの洋館へと向かった。洋館への到着時刻は13時ジャスト。私たちが研究棟から洋館へと移動していたこの20分間に犯行は行われたと見ていいはずだ。
先生、質問。うちらが研究棟へ出発する前に犯人がサクッと逃げ出した可能性はないわけ？
それはないよ。私たちはローシさんからの連絡を受けてすぐに洋館へと移動した。もし仮に犯人が洋館の外へ脱出を図っていたなら鉢合わせしていたはず。よって犯人は私たちが到着した際にはまだ洋館内に残っていたに違いないんだ。
この洋館まで続く坂道を駆け下りるにゃ、猟犬並みの脚力を持つ俺だって10分はかかるからな。妥当な線だと思うぜ。
ここで重要となるのは犯人が現在も中に残っているかどうかだ。犯人が館から脱出できた時間について考えてみよう。エントランスホールで無能君を見つけた私たちはしばらく話し合った後、15分後の13時15分に2階へと上がった。そして大和さん、科学君のおかげで隠し通路を発見できたのが13時34分。隠し通路の前の廊下からは常に洋館のエントランスホールを一望可能だ。私たちがあの場所にたどり着いた時点で気づかれずに脱出することは困難になる。犯人が洋館に潜んでいたなら逃げ出す時間は私たちが2階の探索に集中していた間のわずか20分足らず。犯人はまだ洋館内にいる可能性が高いんだよ。
20分あれば洋館から抜け出すくらいはできるんじゃ。
外に出るまではできるかもしれませんが、その後が問題です。洋館と研究棟とをつなぐ坂道は一本道で隠れる場所もありません。下っている間に窓から外を見られればおしまいなので現実的ではないと思います。
その通りだよ。実際私は窓から外を見るように気をつけていたが、怪しい人影は確認できなかった。
I feel like that's a big assumption.
ちょい待ち。今エントランスホールは誰もいないしまずいんじゃね？脱出し放題じゃん。
ああ、それなら大丈夫。すでにリーダーたちがこの洋館へ向かっているからね。もし今脱出を図っているとしたら、それこそ山道を降り切る前に見つかるのがオチさ。
つまり犯人はまだこの館の中にいるということか。
よっしゃー、だからさっさと上に上がっぞ。建物の中を徹底的にネズミ狩りだこら。
待ってくれ。洋館内に隠れるよりもずっと手軽で安全なごまかし方があるんだ。
Workaholic points directly at me, drawing the focus of the other detectives.
無能君、君が犯人なら時間的にも何ら問題なく犯行が可能なんだよ。
My voice cracks as I'm caught completely off guard. Me, the killer? How does that make any sense?
単純な話だよ。ローシさんをバラバラに切断し、エントランスホールで倒れたふりをするだけなら、我々が到着するまでの20分間で間に合う。
Wait. Didn't they knock me unconscious?
犯人がこの館から逃走できないなら、君が犯人だと考えるほかないんだよ。
何を言ってるんですか。たった20分足らずで人間をバラバラにするなんてできませんよ。それにあの地下通路にはワイヤーが張り巡らされていたじゃないですか。どうやって通ったって言うんですか。
I raised my voice in protest without thinking. Even with armor and Dolpho's help, getting through that passage took 5 minutes. Hard to imagine anyone like me with no special traits making it through so quickly.
なあ、そこが問題だ。おそらく何らかのトリックを使ったのだろうね。
I mean, they don't know if I really don't have any special traits.
どういうことですか。
耳を澄ましてごらん。天井から声が聞こえてくるのがわかるだろう。
He's right. If I strain my ears, I can pick up sounds coming down from the ceiling. Where are they coming? Where are they coming from, though? We should be the only people inside the manor right now.
構造上、この地下室の真上はエントランスホールだ。おそらくリーダーたちが館に到着した音だろうね。この地下室は身を隠すための部屋だろうから、すぐ頭上のエントランスホールの様子が音で把握できるよう、床板の隙間を広くして音が響きやすくしているのかもしれないね。
Yeah, the music in this game overwhelms the voice a lot. Now that he mentions it, my own eyes spot gaps in the ceiling where light is filtering through. As workaholic detective said, it must be coming from the entrance hall above us.
ともかくこの地下室とエントランスホールは実質隣り合っている。何らかのトリックを使えば移動時間は大幅に短縮できるんだ。例えばこの地下室の天井とエントランスホールの床板の一部に細工がしてあって、人一人がと
Workaholic's relentless reasoning leaves me overwhelmed. Even if there is a gap, there's no way someone my size could fit through it. Still, he's right about one thing. The entrance hall and the basement are awfully close together. How can I possibly clear my name now that we know it's possible to move between them?
ちょっと秒で結論出しすぎじゃね。天井と床を通り抜けできないことの証明とか無理ゲーじゃん。そんな悪魔の証明みたいな無理難題を突きつけて追い詰めるとかマジで萎えるんですけど。
渋谷殿の言う通りだ。エントランスホールへと移動したトリックとやらが分からぬ以上、疑うなど論外なのである。まあ我の必殺技プラズマナックルを使えば風穴を開けることはできるが、
いや風穴開けちゃったら元に戻らないでしょ。
そもそも20分で大人の男性の体をここまで切断することなど可能なのでしょうか。犯人を男性だと仮定してもよほど手際よく切断しなければ難しいと思います。
Couldn't they just have recorded the message?
血抜きや皮を剥ぐ必要がないし、狩猟に慣れてるやつなら可能だと思うがな。俺ならやれる自信があるぜ。
じゃあヤマトさんが犯人ってことでいいですね。
自信があるってだけだっつーの。戒律の処理やらで時間が足りねえのは間違いないしな。
いや、時間は十分だったんだ。社畜さんはおそらく僕と同じことを考えてる。
君も気づいたようだね。そう、わずかな時間でもバラバラにできるんだよ。隠し通路の罠にも使用されたこのワイヤーソーを使えばね。
As he speaks, Workaholic holds up a blood-drenched wire. Unpleasant as it is, I'm reminded of how easily Doleful Detective's leg was cut earlier.
まさかそのワイヤーでロシ探偵を。
まあもしかしたら犯人はロースさんから私たちに連絡があった時点であらかじめワイヤーを彼に巻きつけていたのかもしれない。そうして脅すことで無理やりロースさんに連絡をさせた後、 ワイヤーを引っ張って四肢を切断すればあとは脱出するだけだ。
そのワイヤーはさっき見張り役の皆さんを呼びに行った際に僕が見つけました。偶然血で足が滑っちゃって。
付着した血の量からして先ほど飛躍君が引っかかったワイヤーでないことは明白だ。犯人はおそらく僕らが隠し通路のワイヤーを切断することも見越して隠し通路の床に捨てたんだろうね。いや、むしろ凶器を隠すために犯人自らがワイヤーの罠を設置しておいたのかもしれない。ともかく現状では無能君を犯人として疑わざるを得ないんだ。何か反論があるなら言ってほしい。
僕はやってません。
I shout on impulse. Regret fills me almost immediately. I'd say the same thing if I was guilty, as would anybody in my shoes.
無能君がやったなんて僕も信じられないよ。だけど信じられないからこそ真実を解き明かさないといけないって思うんだ。
ああ、私も同意見だ。同盟の仲間が犯人だなんて信じたくないが、探偵として真実を追求しなければならない。
Workaholic fixes me with a steely look. I want to speak up, but don't know what to say. I reached my limits just processing all of these theories. There's no room for me to make my own deductions.
おい待てよ。無能の兄さんが犯人だってにはちょいと状況が露骨すぎねえかい。俺にはわかるぜ。犯人は別にいるってな。
根拠は何ですか？無能さんを疑わない理由を知りたいです。
俺の勘がギンギンにささやくからだよ。こういう時の俺の勘はよく当たるんだ。
非科学的すぎます。推理は根拠に基づき順序立てて進めましょう。
んだとこら、喧嘩売ってんのかてめえはよ。
はーい、やめえ。喧嘩はマジサゲポエちゃんだから禁止ね。
だけど科学の坊ちゃんがよ。
別に無能先輩を疑ってるとか言ってないじゃん。だよね、科学ちゃん。
ええ、結論を出すのはまだ早いと思うだけです。何らかの方法で犯人が館を脱出した可能性やまだ館の中に残っている可能性も拭えませんから。
すまねえ。俺はまた先走った真似をしちまったようだ。
Alright. I'm very interested, but I'm very tired. For some reason, I didn't get enough rest. Possibly because I went to sleep at weird hours, then woke up at weird hours, then streamed at weird hours, then worked, then I don't know. Now we didn't even get to the gameplay stuff, so we are clearly playing more of this tomorrow, okay? But for now, I really gotta go. 'Cause I'm headed towards falling asleep in my chair. I'll be back tomorrow with more process of elimination. Sorry for going away so early today. But yeah. These past days, these hours have been not friendly. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, good night.